What's swinging? So I just got back interviewing Practical Ken. Now if you haven't checked out Practical Ken's channel, I'm going to encourage you to do so. But he just came back from DIGSTOCK III. I didn't get to go. Next time. But we're going to do a quick interview and I have a special giveaway courtesy of Practical Ken. So you're going to want to stay tuned to see how you can win that in this video. So without further ado, Practical Ken, what's up? Shoo. I heard you found some awesome stuff.
I did.
Oh man.
Goodies, goodies.
Check it out. So we're back with Practical Ken, and he just came from an amazing trip. Ken, tell me about it. Where were you at? What did you find?
I was at DIGSTOCK III in North Carolina, Greenville, North Carolina. It was a blast. We drove from Michigan down to North Carolina, Greenville, North Carolina. It took about 14 and a half hours, 15 hours. We had a stop along the rest area for about 2 to 3 hours of eye rest. And then as soon as we got into town, literally we were meeting up with two guys to go metal detecting on a Civil War site along a creek. Immediately, we met them there. They were already metal detecting, so we jumped right in, feet first or coil first, and started metal detecting and scanned that area, and then we proceeded to go and find other areas to metal detect too. So we dove right in before we even checked in the hotel. We were metal detecting, so we were pumped. We came into town with an adrenaline rush, and so the first day we did a lot, and then the second day we went to registration. So Saturday we were there. We went to registration on Sunday. Got to go shark teeth hunting, fossil hunting in Greenville on Sunday morning, and then Sunday afternoon we were out metal detecting an area, park, because the event didn't quite start until Monday. So we were already pooped by the second day before DIGSTOCK even started. But
now, have you ever done an event like this?
Not at all. This is my very first event. I haven't done a seated hunt. I haven't done any of these group hunts like this. So I've always gone out with individuals like you and explored parks. So I haven't gone to any place where there's a large quantity of people on prime sites like this. This is just amazing.
So you got down to North Carolina. You did some research ahead of time trying to figure out maybe where some of these hot spots are. Now, I know when you're at these events, the organizers are usually pretty secretive about releasing too much information because they don't want people coming in early and night hawking some of these spots, which unfortunately it did happen at this event. So if you guys are going to any events, please don't ruin it for everybody. There's plenty of stuff in the ground to find. Don't go night hawking. Be a good detectorist Samaritan. We appreciate it, okay? But you did your research, and when you got down there, what did you end up, kind of finding?
Well, we got the information a week in advance, and they had a lot of the spots already marked out. They had the maps marked out with hot spots and where the homesteads were, a little bit of information on the homesteads. They had LiDAR imagery showing some unknown anomalies to go investigate. But they had all the key things already flagged on this, and it was an interactive map. So literally through Google, you're able to walk around the field and go, oh, it's over there, because this is where I'm at, and that's where that is. And you walk to the site where they have marked.
Really?
So I've never seen anything like that before. Of course, it's one of my first events. But it was really cool that you already could do the research on these homesteads, these plantations, and know what to expect or how old it potentially could be. And wherever there's a house from the 1800s could have been a starter house next to it from the 1600s, 1700s. So anything is possible. So the field had a lot of potential. All the fields, 4,000 acres. 4,000 acres.
Tip of the hat to the organizers for putting something like that together.
It was an interactive map. You pull up your phone and your smartphone, and you were like, we're going to go here, right there. Yes. And then the other homestead is over here. So it was really cool that you had an interactive map to do that. But of course, I like to do independent research too. So staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning, just about every single night, working on LiDAR, working on other research. It's exciting to see.
So walk me through the process. You're on site now. You've hardly slept leading up to this whole week. You get there. registration, what happens from then until you're finally allowed to get out into the field and you start digging?
So we registered on Sunday. Monday morning, we showed up early enough. I think it was 7 o'clock. I think we showed up, and they did a briefing. So everybody had to be there for the briefing. They told us what fields were open and what fields were not open, because they have some fields that they put chemicals in the field, killing off the bugs and so forth. So some fields were off limits that were originally on the map, and they took that off the map. So even on the interactive map, it was showing you no go, no bueno. And they reminded us that you go there, you could die because there's chemicals in I mean, this is not like you're going to get penalized and had your hand slapped. You'll die. You know, it's just chemicals.
No big deal.
It's chemicals. So they told us the areas that were not open, but they also opened up a whole area that wasn't available to us. Like a whole nother, gosh, it had to have been almost 1,000 acres, 500 to 1,000 acres that they opened up that wasn't available before. And that's where a lot of good stuff came from too.
Okay.
So, and they tilled it, they plowed it. So it was turned over. So it's not like it was the hard ground and you're dealing with stalks. They turned it over and there was stuff all over the place.
Wow.
There was stuff all over the place.
A detector's paradise.
And everybody was all over the place, not just in clumps in areas.
Yeah.
They were spread out all over the field. You're like, why is that? Oh, that guy's digging. He must have found something over there.
Yeah.
You know, you see the guys drop down their knees and you see with a camera. They don't do that for pull tabs.
Now,
normally.
Now, when people saw that happen, people are, like I said, all over the field, and you see someone do that, or you see the excitement, like, 300 yards away. Did other detectors start rushing to that area thinking, oh no, I gotta find something good, or did people kind of keep their space and behave?
When we started out Monday morning, we hustled to a spot. We had a plan in our head, we're gonna go here. Apparently everybody had the same plan. Because parking is limited in certain areas because you're parking in little areas by the farm field. You can't park on the farm field. So we pull in, it looks like Black Friday because people are parking, people are just pushing around with the cars, and it's like, okay, that's it, I'm parking here.
Yeah.
The field just got scattered. People, boom, everybody going everywhere, and it was amazing. It was a race.
Yeah.
To see who could find the first find. And by the time I got out there, there were already people on the ground digging up cool stuff. You can see them down there, and like, oh, I'm late. I missed this stuff.
Yeah.
I missed this. So we kind of went a little deep on the first day, past the crowd, and past an old speakeasy brothel from the 20s. 20s and 30s, and we went deeper near a creek near the river and so forth, and tried to stay away from everybody.
Yeah.
Until silver was found. And then also there's a crowd of people for some reason. So,
yeah.
We ended up having quite a crowd of people in the area after 2 silver coins were found.
So things are being found. Mm-hmm. What were some of your first finds? Go ahead, show me a few here. What do we got?
Well, my first finds were stuff that slowed me down because I was going high tone. Yes, dig it. This is an old site. Cancel. There was a lot of it out there, and I swear it had to have been farmers with out there drinking beer, or the farm hands drinking beer, and they don't want to bring the beer can with them, so they toss it in the field and just kind of plow it in because there were shreds of beer cans all over the place. We made the place much cleaner when we were done. But this is one of the items that I ended up finding part of a lot. Yeah. I had everybody already scan the area that I scanned, and then I happened to hit that and dug it up, and it dropped out of the plug, and it's nice and heavy. I don't know how old it is, but I was told it's old. It could 1800s.
It's got a nice patina on it.
It's got some numbers on it too. I haven't fully researched it, but
yeah.
Before we even got to the creek area where our target zone was, we were still on the backside of the field. So this is the edge of the plow zone that I was at. So anything that gets plowed along the edge kind of gets fluffed up on the side.
Yeah.
But there was bricks at this location. There was rocks at this location. There was evidence that in glass. There was evidence that something was here.
Yeah.
Older structure, maybe an older house site, homestead, early homestead. And then we went past the brothel and the speakeasy that were there. So went past that. You can see where everybody has been trampling in the parking area, where everybody was already digging and digging up holes.
Yeah, was the brothel still functioning? Was it active?
It was a dump. Oh, and it was coming apart. There's no floor, no activity there anymore.
Oh, man.
The roof is caving in.
Yep.
No activity there.
Oh, well.
So we ended up going deep, and we found this little creek winding through, and we went down there, and there was targets all over the place. Mm-hmm. It was a dumping ground. There was lots of cans, lots of aluminum cans, little. Some of the stuff was period and cans. Then we found bottle dumps back there, old bottle dumps back there, with some modern stuff. Well, 50s, 40s, 30s.
Yeah.
It's a little bit older bottles back there. So some bottles are probably collectible. I didn't focus on that. I focused on the metal targets. But there was targets. You had to filter through the targets that were there to find the good stuff.
Gotcha.
And the aluminum seemed to be coming up the same as with the coins with the silver. It's kind of squeaking about the same, and so you almost had to dig every single target and get those out of the way to find the good stuff.
But there was no shortage of targets.
Oh, there was lots.
Plenty for everybody.
There was lots of targets here, and in the process of digging, I found a bullet, a modern bullet.
Okay.
And then I started scanning around and I found another modern bullet. So I kind of moved along, and a little while later, when I sweep back through, the guy I was metal detecting with found a seated half dive.
Ooh!
I think 1835 seated half dive.
Yeah.
In an area where I just kind of quickly went through. He was not that far away, but I could say I did not scan that area. I scanned around that area, but I didn't go through there. So I feel a little better that I didn't miss it.
Yeah.
But anybody could have got it. It was there, and he found it, and that was a beautiful, beautiful coin.
Now, did that give everybody else confidence to be like, okay, we know we're in a good spot. This is here. There's got to be more.
Yes. Well, there was excitement. At that time, there was not a lot of people around. We were still kind of out there by ourselves. And just before that, someone had found an older dime from the 1800s, found nearby too, along the same area. And so the word got out a little bit, I think, because we were excited,
Yeah.
It got a little bit, because there was like just 2 or 3 people back there, and the next thing you know, there's groups of 3 or 4 coming down and all over the place. So it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You got a little crowded,
Yeah.
But we were excited about it. That was a beautiful coin, too. That was a beautiful coin. And Aqua Chigger is down there, too. So it just happened to be Aqua Chigger was there when he found the coin. So, so Aqua Chigger was there, and so that was kind of cool. There wasn't a lot of people down there, so I came over and took a look at it. And then
That's actually kind of impressive that, it was just your little group, and then, Bo comes along, and I would have almost thought he must have snuck away, because I thought he would have just had a trail of groupies following him wherever he went. So it's good that people, maybe stuck to their plans and their detecting strategies. But
he's man, I don't know how anybody could keep up with him. He is full of energy. So I don't think even the Aqua Chigger fans could keep up with him, because he's fast. He knows how to dig those targets, find those targets, dig those targets, flip it over, determine if they're good, and move on. As we were walking out, someone showed us their large set that they found.
Ooh.
They found a Native American quartz spear point.
wow.
In an area that was near the road and easy to park. Everybody kind of
just walked right over it.
Walked past it and kept right on going to the deep stuff, and missed the stuff near the road. A couple old homesteads there. So, and there was targets galore. We were walking our way back to the car, and the thing was going off left and right. So we just had to be selective on our targets. Otherwise, we'd never leave.
Yeah.
We have to keep going and prioritize. Yeah, the first day was pretty intense. I didn't find a lot of good targets. I found that lock piece. That's what I found the first day, and I found a little bit of brass, copper here.
Makes sense. New state, new soil, new, just trying to get your bearings. So, just trying to get your feet under you. You're getting used to everything. Okay, first day's done. So now, a little more knowledgeable. We're moving in, to the next couple of days. Now what do we start finding?
Well, the first day I tried my 15-inch coil, my Coiltech 15-inch coil, my Equinox 800. And it was great in the field until you hit stocks. Like, there's peanut fields and cotton fields that we were dealing with. And when you hit the stocks, they were catching. And then when we went to the woods, in this wooded area, you couldn't get a good swing on it. So that's what I was dealing with trashy targets. It's a 15-inch coil. It's not, you go deep, yes, you find the deep targets, but they're like cans or stuff. So I ended up using my friend's 10x5 the first day. That helped out a little bit. Okay. So the second day, I switched over to the stock coil and was going to work on the stock coil. And we tried a different approach. We went and looked in a different area. I found a pieces of bike, a bicycle, the sprocket, the hand grip, and didn't find much the next day. I found a chewed up coin. Gotta show you.
Oh man, that is a beautiful.
That was on a home site.
Chewed up coin.
1980 something, because the last digit is off.
Okay.
1980.
Yeah.
This is Lincoln.
Yeah.
So not much, but I found a coin. Part of a coin.
Yeah.
Now, is this considered a half cent when it's like that size?
It might be.
It's a half cent?
Yeah.
It's or 1/3 of a cent. So found a part of a coin. So I felt like I was succeeding.
Yeah.
And I found a big barrel band, a really thick barrel band that was not an 1800 barrel band. It was thick. It wasn't. I couldn't see the rivets, and it was really thick and heavy.
And now you're finding relics. You found a coin, half of a coin,
Right.
And as you're walking, I'm sure you're picking out things with your eyes, looking for bricks, stones, pottery. And for any of you guys watching right now, Practical Ken has an eagle eye when it comes to finding any of those non-metallic ferrous things. He trained me on how to find Native American pottery, and he's picking it out like they're diamonds, just in plain sight, just sparkling back at you. And I'm sitting here thinking it's just dirt. And he's like, "Oh, there's a chunk, there's a shard, there's a chunk." So you're finding new stuff, and it just keeps getting better and better from there.
It does. Actually, my first day, I figured that's a warm-up day. So I found quartz material from making Native American artifacts.
Okay.
I found quartz debris from Native American artifacts there. And then I started finding little bits and pieces in areas that have already been metal detected. The field we went to was behind a plantation house from the 1700s. So, and is rumored to be a Civil War encampment or Revolutionary War encampment in the area. So
That's old.
the potential is there, and there was holes like every 2 or 3 feet everywhere, and there were still targets. So they weren't getting everything, and there were still targets. They were just skipping and cherry picking targets. So we ended up with small little buttons like that.
Ooh, I like it. That's different, man. The fact
like an
that
underwear button.
I was gonna say, and the fact that these are coming in as audible tones on the Equinox.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yes, and actually I started switching over to the 6-inch coil, and that's why I was able to pick up some of these in the mess. So when it got better after that, I started finding old bottles from the 1700s, 1800s.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And then the third day, we decided to go out, and we were kind of winging it. We decided to go out to this field, parked the car, just happened to be chatting with another gentleman there about metal detecting and chatting away, and Jeff went off and did some hunting in the field, and a local gentleman came by and stopped by and started chatting. "What are you guys doing?"
Yeah.
And so we started chatting with him, told him what we were doing. We showed him our pile, because every field has a pile where you put your debris. The iron junk that you find in the field, to help remove it from the field, they put it in a pile. So, and they come around and pick up the pile of iron and remove it. So this gentleman happened to pull in, and we showed him we're removing stuff in the field. We're making the field cleaner, and we're finding history. He proceeded to let us know he has a private area north of there. That was a game changer, honestly. That was a game changer.
Hey, sorry to interrupt you guys. Hopefully you're enjoying the video, but this is how you're gonna win that sticker pack. Plus, we're gonna throw in some silver dimes for each winner. We're gonna give away 3. Hashtag Practical Ken in the comments. You can say anything else, but you have to include hashtag Practical Ken to be entered for a chance to win. Get them in by April 15th, because that's when the deadline is, all right? April 15th, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will announce the winners shortly thereafter, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Anyways, check out the rest of this video and see what else Ken has to say about DIGSTOCK III. So it paid off to be nice to the locals there. Absolutely. And just say, hey, this is just what we're doing. You're interested in seeing some of the stuff, and by God, you got a whole new permission on an already fabulous site down there that was part of the event, and now you guys got like a little VIP spot just by being nice.
I'll be honest, I credit karma. When we were coming back in that area to look around, I had picked up in the field along the road, there's garbage. There happened to be a white garbage bag along the edge of the road.
Yeah.
And then there's a debris leading back to the car. I'm going, there's a garbage bag, there's debris. So I grabbed the garbage bag, started putting debris in. I wasn't metal detected at that point, just kind of carrying my metal detector.
Yeah.
I picked up all the garbage back to the car.
That was nice of you.
And I told Jeff, I said, well, there's my karma credit.
Yeah.
This might pay off if we get silver. And
so did it?
Yes. I bushwhacked my way into the woods, and there was the trees themselves had prickers on them, and then the branches were all over the place. It's hard to get back to. You're seeing a game trail that's like that big. I'm not that big. I'm this big. So sneaking through there with a metal detector and a shovel, we went to this area, and I was by myself. No targets, no targets. All of a sudden, high bleed. We're talking 30s. How often do you get 30s on the Mind Lab stuff?
Yeah, you're like This can't be
I'm
good.
going, iron.
Yeah.
Iron, it's deep. And I go, oh, nope, it's small. It's a small target.
Okay.
I picked out a really awesome coin. Okay, hold on.
I need my hand detector.
It's in there.
Ooh!
That was Tuesday.
Silver in the hole. Look at that.
My first.
Wow.
It's another bucket
And
lister.
it's got a date on it.
A readable date.
Yeah. A lot of times those are smooth. In case you guys are wondering, that's an SLQ, Standing Liberty Quarter.
My very first.
His first. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. So that was my highlight at the end of Tuesday, and that was after I picked up that garbage on the way back. So
at this point, your trip is already like,
I'm like,
made.
woohoo!
Yep.
Okay, everything else is bonus because I got a bucket lister, I got some period buttons,
Yeah.
and a bucket ball, part of a bucket ball. So I'm like, yes, okay, I'm not a failure. We're finding targets, we're finding good targets, and I had to bushwhack to get to this, but I just picked up garbage, good karma points,
Yep.
picked up aluminum, you name it, good karma points, cashed them in, got silver.
That's awesome.
So and then Wednesday morning is when we were out metal taking, and the local
Okay.
showed up and gave us permission to hunt his private property.
You get to go to the property. Your little, VIP group is
Yep.
there. Some people that you were kind enough to invite as part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys go out there and start beeping away. Some things are probably being found here and there by everybody. You're finding stuff, and you're kind of reading the field there. What do you start getting into?
I read the field wrong initially. There's high ground, and a lot of people go to the high ground.
Yep.
So I read the field wrong. What I saw in the LiDAR implied that there might have been buildings off center. So I went there and didn't find anything but shotgun head stamps.
Okay.
Then I noticed everybody clustering to the hill. So I worked my way back to the hill, and they were finding colonial buttons. They were finding old buttons on the hill, and it was one right after another. They were all over the place,
Encampment?
Old homestead,
Homestead.
very early homestead.
Okay.
We were seeing bricks. We were seeing some porcelain. I got porcelain.
Okay.
This is a sample of the porcelain that's found.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
There was some feather-edged porcelain that I believe dates back to the 1700s. And so I picked up some porcelain because it's just beautiful to see. It's broken. You break a dish, you got
Yeah,
party
yeah.
pieces all over the place. To me, that's art. That's someone used that. You
Yeah.
know. So we found porcelain scattered all over and glass, and they were finding colonial buttons and brick. And we knew this was a hot spot. We went and drove the property, checked some other things out, and had a game plan for the next day. So Thursday we came back and did the same thing, and that's when I started finding more buttons. And then Friday is when it got to be better.
Uh-oh.
It got to be better.
Oh, better.
So we
I like better.
We ended up going to the headquarters because we had the price drawing on Friday. So we stuck close to headquarters, went around, looked around, and a few other finds were found there. I didn't find anything there, but I was still, walking on the clouds here because I found silver, I found colonial buttons, I found cool stuff, period stuff, and we decided to go back to the permission. And that's where things changed. I found a few more buttons, and I found a few more bucket listers. You ready?
I mean, I forgot my bucket, but let's see it.
I found a few bucket listers. Okay.
Not looking. All right, let's see if we can tell by the weight. It feels like a dime. Is it a mercury
Don't
dime?
rub it too much. You might rub everything off it.
What is
Can you read the date?
1781? Get out of here! No way!
Dude,
No way! I mean, we'll do a better close-up of this, but do you guys see this? Do you see this? It's not just a dime. No. Spanish! Silver! What?
no kidding. That is 1781, and it's Mexico. It has an M-O on it,
Okay.
so it's from Mexico. It's a half real.
A half real.
So my goal on this trip was to beat 1905. My goal was to beat a 1905 barber that I found. So
You crushed it. You crushed it.
if I would have started my metal detecting hobby with that, it would have ruined me. So I'm glad at least I had to work up from plaid to that. That's a huge bucket lister.
No way.
We don't find that around Michigan, so
You crushed my oldest silver. This is amazing.
I had to sit down.
And
I had to sit down.
You had to sit down, and it's not even a seated.
Oh,
My goodness.
So that is a half real
Wow.
from 1781. I am absolutely boggled. And so that tells you approximate age of this location. So we
Yeah.
have colonial buttons, we have colonial pottery, porcelain, China. Then we have a 1781 half real. I was blown away. I'm still in shock. I can't believe it's.
I can't
Is
believe
that fake?
I can't believe I'm holding that right now.
What's amazing is that one hole, I was getting a 22 to 25, I think it was, and 22 to 25 aluminum. And I'm like, I'm filming it. I'm going, oh, aluminum. So I'm filming it. And I move on to the next hole. Oh, aluminum. I need to start skipping these holes and going for something different.
Yeah.
And aluminum again. Stupid, I dug it. Well, I'm glad I dug it because
Right?
this was 2021. It had a grunt in the hole, grunt on the tone, but it also had a beat that went up. So it
Yeah.
was like running. So there was iron around apparently, and then
Which, I mean, it makes sense that that's kind of how it's sounding because, I mean, one, it's small. Two, it's pretty thin. I mean, it's a small coin as is, and it's been down there for 200 and almost 50 years-ish. I mean,
it was about 6 to 8 inches.
Yeah.
And to pick this up,
wow.
and I thought that this would come in higher than it did.
Yeah.
But it came in lower than the aluminum, and had the same solid tone as the aluminum. I was picking up, so that's why it pays to dig every hole.
When you got it out, did you try an air test with it just to see if it read different?
Oh no,
finally?
dude! I was on the.
Too excited.
I was on the ground going, okay, just calm down. This can't be what I'm reading. There's no way.
Did someone come over there and like give you some CPR to bring
sent
you back?
Jeff a message saying, "Bring me water," because it was still dirty and I couldn't quite see, but I could see a nose, a huge nose too.
Yeah.
You know,
And you knew that it's like this is something better than what
it's
I'm.
not.
It's
not a clad die.
Wow.
So I was thrilled. I didn't know what it was because I've never touched one in person, never seen one in person.
Yeah.
Just to actually see that was a huge bucket lister. I don't think I'm ever gonna see anything like that again. So
I mean, we could only dream of finding something like that in Michigan. What you can find in Michigan in April is apparently snow. It's still snowing here, so I guess that's why it pays to go down south to an event like DIGSTOCK, because you find awesome things and you don't have to deal with the snow right now. As I kind of wrap this up here, I want to know though, I mean, you're holding it right now. What goes through your mind when you're holding that, knowing and thinking, who held that before you?
I can't wrap my head around that, man. I can't, because someone lost that
Yeah.
a long time ago. What does that represent in their wages? What does that represent in daily living expenses? What does that represent to them? You know,
Yeah.
that's we're not talking an old penny or a half cent. We're talking silver. You know?
Yeah.
It's something that was a significant amount to drop that, and you know, it's not like you're tossing. It's not like you know?
Yeah.
So I can't wrap my head around that because we're talking about something that's more valuable than just a cent.
Yeah. All right. I think I've given you guys more than enough of Ken's awesome experience at DIGSTOCK. But if you want to see all of his hunts, all of the finds, the full experience, I'm gonna link his channel below. Go check it out, give him a sub, and see what DIGSTOCK is all about. If you guys are interested in going on the next DIGSTOCK excursion, follow the Facebook page here and they're gonna tell you all about it. There's a couple events in the making, so check it out and stay tuned. Anyways, thanks for watching, and if you missed the contest rules, well, it's back in the video. Just take this little mouse and scroll back through it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Practical Ken, thank you. And everybody else, just remember, keep swinging for the ring.